Hi everyone, it's Anya here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today we are talking about my stash. So what you see next to me here is what I call my Stylecraft Special Decay Tower, and it is all the same yarn, so it's all the Stylecraft Special Decay. Some of the boxes here they're actually packs, so I'm not going to include those in my Stash Buster blanket, but all the other ones down below, they are going to be included in the blanket. Let me just show you the amount I have. So this is the first box with the white, pinks and orange, then it goes to darker pinks, blue, green, purple, brown, and then towards black. So this is sort of the amount I have to use for this blanket. There's a lot of reasonably full balls even in there, not many, just a tiny bit left, so I have quite a bit in there to use for that blanket, so hopefully that will work. And yeah, so today I am going to again order them. So I'm going to put them out on my desk here and I am going to put them in the right order. Okay, so this is all the different colors. I have taken out a few of the full balls which were the same. So I've got about, a couple of balls that have come out, but that's obviously okay because the card is still in there. This is what it's looking like at the moment. So I am hoping to make a blanket where I start with the white, go over all the colours via, cream, yellow, red, purple, blue, etc., etc., and end up in black. Okay, so I tried to take a picture and it just didn't work. I couldn't get it all in one. So I now have paper. I'm going to write down the order. And I am going to name them. I'm just going to find them in my pegs and I am going to write it all down nicely. So I will see you when I have done that. Okay, I have done my list and I have put them back in the boxes. So I have a list here. So I have my first three colours here, white, cream and parchment. I am going to be using a 3.5 for this blanket. I always use a 3.5 when I am working with a Stylecraft Special Decay, so that is what I am using now as well. Use the hook that you normally use for this yarn, and of course scissors will be needed as well. For this blanket we are not sewing in any ends. The only ends you will have to sew in are the ones that you do in the middle of a row. So I am going to do a maximum of 4 rows per colour. So that will end and start at the edges. If I run out of that colour, I am not going to add to that. I'm going to just leave it as is. I'm going to stop where I stopped and I'm going to start using the next colour. So a maximum of 4 rows. If it's earlier, then that's fine. I will start the next colour. So the only ends that you will have to sew in are the ones that you do in the middle of the blanket, of course, because there's no other way we can do them. The ends that are on the side of the blanket will be enclosed in an enclosed border, which we will do towards the end of the project, of course. Today we're all about the start of a blanket. So we've sorted out yarn. I've got the first 3 colours here. The list of the other colours is on my blog. There is a link in the description box below. You can go there and download it, copy, paste it, whatever you want to do with it, and use that order. Obviously, if you also have them in your stash, fine, that's great, you know, or try and find the equivalents for it. So let's get started. We are going to get started with doing a chain. So you start with your slip knot. We are going to do a chain of 197 chains. So try to use some stitch markers to keep you on track. And we are going to start counting until we reach 197. I will meet you there. So I have done my chain of 197 chains. I am now going to, I've got stitch markers in it as well, so I'm now going to put a stitch marker in that last chain just so that I know which one it is. Now I'm going to do my turning chain. That's going to be just the one chain, and then you go back into that chain where you've just put your stitch marker and you are going to do a single crochet in there. I always tend to pick up 2 loops, so try to do that as well. And remember, I use American terms, so it's single crochets that we are doing, which are called double crochets in the UK. So now you are going to work your way back onto your chain, doing single crochets all along your chain. So I pick up this loop and the loop sort of that lies behind it. So I go into this location here. Let me just show you this location here. That picks up 2 loops, and that makes for a better sort of foundation. It doesn't pull open as much as when you just pick up this one. Look, then you make a real hole. So I try to pick up both loops, and that helps to keep it sort of together a bit better. So just keep going with your single crochets. It will take a little while, but it's just the start of our blanket, so let's do it well. I will see you at the end of the line. Okay, so I've done my 197 single crochets. Now we are going to start doing our blanket part, almost our stitch repeat for the blanket part. This here is going to be part of our border, so that's why we need to do it now. So we're going to chain up 2, then you turn, and as you can see, my bit here, my chain here, is all twisting and turning. That's quite normal, but make sure you are working in the tops of the stitches. Okay, so you just need to tip it towards you, and what you're going to do, this first row is going to be the establishing row, and then all the rows after that will be easier because we will be working into the pattern rows. Of course, here we are starting from our chain, or our single crochet row better. So we are going to skip 1. In the second one, we are going to pick up both the V's. So always pick up both the V's, and we are going to do a double crochet. A chain 1 and a double crochet in the same stitch. Then we are going to skip 1, 2 stitches. In the third one, we are going to do a double crochet, so yarn over, insert, pick up both the loops, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain, another double crochet in the same location. There we go. And we're making little V's. Skip 2, work in the third, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in the same stitch. And this is how you are going to continue. So you tip it towards you, 1, 2, in the third, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. And I will see you at the end of your row. I have come to the end of my row. I should have one stitch left that I need to keep for my stitch repeat, and then I have another stitch here which I have left, and that's the one where we are going to do a single on its own double crochet. Just a double crochet on its own, better. Okay, so that's the end of my first row, and also this is the first row of my color, so I am not counting the single crochet row because that's just part of our border. Okay, so this is my first row of my color repeat. I am now going to chain up 2, then you turn, and then you are going to start from now on all the time. You are going to be doing your V's, so that means your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the chain space. So I am just going to do that for a few stitches here so you can see. So it's a double crochet, a chain, and a double crochet into the chain space. There we go. And this is what it is going to be looking like. And we start the row with 2 chains, and we finish the row, as you saw earlier, with the double crochet on its own. And once again, this here, this double crochet, this chain, all along our blanket we will need for our border. Okay, so again we are doing these so we can use them later on for the border. But now all it is doing your little stitch repeat of double crochet, chain 1, double crochet into the V's, into the chain spaces of the V's of the previous row. And so once again, this is a blanket. Not only does it provide you an opportunity for you to bust your stash, but also it's going to be my bed project. So I'm going to be filming some of this in about a week's time or something, then put this into this video, so in a moment. But then after that, it's going to go next to my bed, and I'm going to do it as and when. So it might be that I do not post the border until in a couple of months, but of course if you start it when I start it, then you will need some time as well to do the actual blanket or to gather together your stash and things like that. So I have done this before with other blankets as well, so do keep an eye out for an updated version on my V-stitch blanket, the stash buster blanket. But this is a start. There'll be a little bit more in this video, and then I will leave you to it. So I will see you in a few days, but of course for you that's a few moments. Oh my goodness, I've been working on this and it is such a lovely drape. Oh, and the stitch goes so easily. So yeah, I'm really pleased I'm doing this in the V-stitch. I am really wanting to work on it, and also because I'm doing my colors in that way, I just want to see the effect. So yeah, it's going well. Right, so what I wanted to show you in this little update is how I change my colors. So as you can see, I've done 4 rows of each of the colors up to now, and I will do that with most colors, but if I don't have, for one color maybe or several colors, then I'll just do the 3 rows. So here I have done my last double crochet on top of that chain in the previous row, and what I do generally is the following. So I take my hook out, I go back into the loop that I had on my hook and back into that previous loop there. I pull out the last pull through. So really, I mean, if you stop in time, I never do, but if you stop in time before your last pull through, okay, I put it down. That's when I cut off my yarn, and then I take the next color. So here we have white cream parchment, and this is mushroom, and the full color list will be posted on my blog by the time you see this video, okay? Because I might change my mind. So then, acting as if you're already crocheting, just like you would normally, you start using the next color and you pull that through, and that's the end of the last row, but also the beginning of the next row in your new color. You chain up 2, we chain up 2. And what I do then here, I put it down and I just knot these together, making sure that obviously you don't sort of pull it together here, but yeah, so I've got everything there. And then I turn my work and I start crocheting. This way you've got your ends on the side, obviously, and you've got a nice transition from one color to the next. And then, yeah, it's just doing the stitch again, which I am really, really liking. It's going really well, this blanket. I'm glad I have a bed project again. And yeah, I will keep you updated throughout making this blanket. So I hope the color change has helped you there. And yeah, I'll see you in the next update. And I am back again. So I left you about here last time. I have added a few more colors. I've just started this really pale pink. Yeah, well into the pinks now. I've got my new balls ready here for the next few bits. So the blanket is about 110 centimeters wide, and that's okay for me because I am thinking about an enclosed border, because you all like that video so much. So do go and have a look at that to get ready by the time you get there. But yeah, I am not sewing in the ends. You only have an end every 4 rows, so that's not too bad this time. But yeah, so the thing is, I start with white and I'm going to go all through my stash and I'm going to finish in graphite, and I'm thinking maybe I should do a black border. Maybe that's too heavy, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll see when I get there, but I'm not there yet. This is going to be my last update for now, so the video is going to end in a moment. I think you know everything to get started on this blanket. The list of the colors, by the time this is published, I will have done a bit more, so I'm hoping that by that time I'll have a definitive list of colors. It will be published on my website, so do go and have a look there, well, on my blog spot anyway. And yeah, so enjoy making your blanket. I am loving it. See you in the next update. And I'm back with another little update. I was editing this video and I realized I had done a little bit more on the blanket, so I just wanted to show you. So as you can see, I've gone from the pinks to the yellows here, and then the orange tomato, and then I've got here in my bag the next colors ready to be used. So yes, I am really, really enjoying working on this. It's going really well, really quick. I've been sitting in bed doing, you know, just it's been wonderful. So yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. For good now. Bye. If you've enjoyed this video, please do consider sharing it with others. Thank you so very much for watching. And I also hope to see you on our Facebook group. Join me there.